Okay, so hi, Adam Libman here. Thank you for coming to the office today. I really appreciate it. You're probably wondering why we're doing this video right now, and in particular, I just want to share some things with you. For example, like why I do what I do, my life story, my family, my education. I want you to get that background, because what I find is that a lot of times clients come in and they want to ask all these questions, and if you're paying me for a consultation, really we should be spending a majority of the time talking about you and your issues. However, I really find that, if you get to know me a little bit more, both of us feel more comfortable interacting with each other. And the other thing is just to make sure we're a good fit. Because sometimes I find some clients don't turn out to be good fits, and really we could have avoided the bad stuff had we just decided not to work together from the very beginning. I want to give you my why and my passion, why I do what I do. That I always had more than enough money. I've traveled the world. I've gone to private schools my whole life. I've truly lived a privileged life. Because I've had that privileged life, I've seen a lot of people with money. And maybe miserable is too strong of a word, but they were certainly unhappy. And I was like, man, I don't want to be miserable. I want to do something that's enjoyable and fun, and ultimately something that's fulfilling. Even though the nuts and bolts of accounting is quite mundane, there's some cool things we can do. So for example, as an accountant, I can empower you financially to make better decisions. I can help empower you with increased cash flow by tax savings. And with that increased cash flow, you can grow faster, you can hire better, you can retire earlier, you can exit earlier. You can lead a life where you have more autonomy and more freedom because you have more cash flow. And that makes me extremely happy. Another thing that I want to do is I want to inspire people to, have, greater autonomy in their life, greater freedom, to ultimately be the gift they're meant to be for the world. For inspiration, you need some type of fuel, and money is that fuel. And if you could save money on taxes, you've got more money to be inspirational. And the last thing is educate. I want to educate all my clients, just different best practices, because what I find is that a lot of clients, they're not aware of best practices because they're just not reading. Maybe you're not reading as much as you could be. And the honest truth, there's only so much time in a day. So I enjoy educating, and hopefully I can educate you. Because it's not the money. Obviously I have to charge you a fee, because obviously I have overhead, I've got costs, and I have to earn a living for myself, but that's not why I do what I do. I do what I do because really I want to help you lead the life that you want to lead. So you're probably wondering, why did Adam become an accountant? Because what most people ask or say to me, why are you doing accounting, or you shouldn't be an accountant, or you're not like any other accountant I've ever met. And then as I got older still, I wanted more money to be able to pursue my passions. And because what I've learned is that to be charitable, to be involved, it takes money. No way around it. So maybe my motivation has changed, but I always knew business was where it's at. And so I had the opportunity to buy my dad's practice, which I did do. My father did not give me the tax practice. No, I had to earn it. Literally, I had to pay him. I couldn't afford the whole practice, so I literally had to pay him over a course of several years. And not only did I have to pay him, I had to pay him interest. And his thinking is that, well, if I had sold my practice to someone else, there's time value money, I will say this is that when I started off in accounting, again, it was really just because I wanted to make money. And then somewhere along the line is as I started interacting with clients, I just saw that, they were being held back by one thing or another. And that's when the idea of inspiring, empowering, and educating clients became a real interest of mine. And being a strategic advisor to clients, that's when I'm like, oh man. And then for college, I went to USC. And obviously I majored in accounting. I also majored in entrepreneurship as well at the Marshall School of Business. That is correct. I should also mention that I have a degree in clinical nutrition because I'm very fascinated by that. And I also have, I took a lot of classes at the University of Judaism. And that's something else I'd like to mention to you as you're sitting there, is that I believe that numbers tell a story. So, there's something very spiritual about accounting because you get to know the essence of a person. Because you can lie to your therapist, you can lie to your physician, but the one person you cannot lie to is the accountant. because everything is a financial transaction. So your numbers tell the story of your life. And that's another one of the fascinating things about accounting that I've always loved. And my philosophy is, if you can change your behavior, if you can change your numbers, the financial transactions of your life, you can really, transform your life. And the first thing you got to do is look at the accounting. Now I'd like to share with you a little bit about my family life.
Yes, please.
Because what I find is that most clients, when they see me, they're like, how's your wife? How are your kids? They don't even ask how I'm doing. It's always, how are the kids? How's the wife? I met my wife at a public school because my mom wanted me to have the cultural experience. So I met my wife, Maria, in high school when I was 16 years old. It was definitely not one of those love at first sight moments. Oh, by the way, we met in the ceramics class. Yeah. And I'm actually pretty good at ceramics. Oh, that's another passion of mine. It's like kind of those weird things, like you learn about something, like I'm good at ceramics. And obviously, so we got to know each other through high school. We've had, on and off breaks. And yeah, so we've been married for a bit of time. January 29th, 2006. As of this recording, it's 9 years. We're actually coming up on 10. Mm-hmm. Kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. Kind of crazy. We have 3 children. We have Evan, Ethan, and Elijah. And they drive me nuts, but I love them to death. It's kind of this, they give me so much joy. Yeah, so Evan is 5 years old. Ethan is 2 years old, and Elijah is 9 months old. Love them all. They're all so cute. They're all so different. Love them all. As a family, we go on a lot of camping trips, and they get dirty, and kids love to get dirty. My kids love to get dirty. Obviously, we love Hawaii and Cabo and all those other things, but our real thing is just camping. So that's a little bit about my family. So what do I do different from other accountants in the area? So first off, we're strategic, meaning that we have an idea, we have a concept, we create a plan around that concept, we execute. What other accountants do is they say, oh shit, you owe this tax, too bad. And that's a bullshit approach. My approach is, okay, this is where we think you're going to end up by the end of the year. What can we do to change your story? What can we do strategically? And let's do a game plan and let's implement. So that's number one. The other thing that we do is we do educational events. So we have seminars, we have webinars, which, we have a range of subjects. We also have social events that are just, I've tried to create a community so other clients can interact with other clients in a social setting. Because what I find is it's not just about, me knowing you, but it's knowing other like-minded people. Another thing that we offer is a mastermind, or for people who want to help each other grow and develop their business, we offer that. So being proactive, education, and just social interaction. That's what makes us different.